You did a really good job with that. So
Thank you.
I just want to let you know.
Thank
You
you.
like killed it. Yeah, killed it. I gotta put a reminder out.
$5 tip or 1 gift sub for what?
One Wally.
For
One
one
Wally.
Wally pet. There you go.
He's curled up right at my feet right now in his bed. So you know.
You can use that link I just dropped there to tip us if you enjoy what you see and want to keep seeing this great content. Hey, Wes.
Hey, Zoe.
Let me hit you with some news out of the video game world.
Oh, go ahead and just drop it on us right now.
Final Fantasy XIV's new 5 versus 5 player versus player mode crystalline conflict has apparently led to such an uptick in bad manners among the players that the game's producer, Naoki Yoshida, directly addressed players in a news post regarding their behavior. Yoshida explains, "We are receiving an unprecedented number of reports concerning uncooperative / lethargic or taunting behavior during matches. The uncooperative / lethargic behavior Yoshida singles out first is a bit hard to pin down, though many of us have likely witnessed a gaming teammate sandbag it out of spite at least once." In the meat of the post that Yoshida shared with the Final Fantasy community, a few things were singled out as player behavior that Yoshida politely asks players to stop indulging in, including but not limited to repeatedly using the quick chat phrase "nice job" during a disadvantageous situation, repeatedly using the quick chat phrase "good match" before the outcome of the match has even been decided, excessively repeating a particular quick chat phrase, persistently placing a negative target marker on another ally player, using and repeating an emote on top of a downed opponent, setting off fireworks on top of a downed opponent, using tell or other methods to directly harass / criticize a player outside of a duty after a match has ended, slandering other players through means outside of the game, such as social media. It's very... I don't want to say it's funny to me that this is
Yeah.
a big post, but it's also very funny that a player versus player mode was released without the expectation that players would do what players do and just act like general shitbags to each other. I don't know. I play Dead by
Yeah.
Daylight. This is par for the course. Honestly, the stuff I was reading there, outside of like the explicit harassment of other players that they talk about near the end, which of course is pretty bad, but like stuff like, I don't know, using an emote over a downed opponent, which just kind of sounds like teabagging. I mean, it sucks,
It
but
does sound like teabag. It's teabagging.
it's
Yes.
I don't know. It's it's a weird expectation.
Look, I'm just gonna say this. They should have expected this. I don't know what's going on over at their Japanese headquarters or anything like that, but like, it's PvP. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen because you're expecting people, especially when you have such a large user base that is American, to utilize call outs and, you know, lewd behavior. You know, it comes with the territory. I'm not saying it's good though. But this is directed to those that play Final Fantasy 14, specifically Crystalline Conflict in the PvP mode. Why? Don't make Yoshida-san call you out like that. He's a very, very busy man, okay? And he's doing his best, and he has to take time to address you to say stop using fireworks and nice job. Save nice job for the nice job stuff. This is actually kind of the first time that I've heard like a lot of toxic stuff coming from Final Fantasy 14 players, though, to be completely honest.
Oh, really?
Typically when I hear the news, it's like, oh yeah, all the Dark Knights came together to honor Kentaro Miura when he died, or, you know, people helping each other and stuff like that. Though I don't pay attention much to the Final Fantasy 14 community. I played the game for like a solid 4 months, and like got all the way to Shadowbringers, and then just for some reason, I think I had a busy week where I couldn't play the game, and I just never picked it back up, and I never hit my resubscription, and I just stopped playing, which, sorry, Nick, I know you really wanted me to play with you, but I'm just not a big MMO guy, because I, like, the feeling of paying $60 for a game, and then having to buy expansions, but then you also have to pay a subscription fee every month, just kind of doesn't sit well with me. That's just me personally.
It's,
you know, I'm a big dumb, so, you know.
it's a lot of money that you're paying over and over again for something that you're not sure you're going to be playing over and over again. You gotta really love it to make that kind of a financial investment
Exactly.
worthwhile. As far as I know, my knowledge of Final Fantasy XIV is pretty limited, but from what I've heard, like Nick and Leslie and other people talk about, it seems to be mostly based around co-op. So
Yes,
maybe
and
that's
raids.
why it's been generally pleasant news about how the community behaves, and now that there's a PvP mode out. But again, I could be wrong. There could be other PvP modes out as well. What about top class MMO Toontown Rewritten? I stand Toontown Rewritten. They have a top notch cybersecurity team, apparently. Believe it or not.
Toontown Rewritten got it locked down like a penitentiary. Daycare's open, babies, and we got eyes on all of you.
Cool.
Damn. Ugh, amazing. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. It's one of those things. I don't know. I used to play World of Warcraft. I definitely don't play it anymore, but I stopped playing it as well. And then I played it up until Lich King, and then I stopped after Lich King because I realized I was spending a lot of money. And then when I got to college, I played The Old Republic, BioWare's Star Wars MMO. And let me tell you, The Old Republic, toxic as fuck. But it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
What's not toxic about Star Wars?
Yeah.
What's not toxic about Star Wars?
Very, very little.
Very little.
Very little.
Very little. Zoe, are you ready to learn more toxic news
Yeah, always.
in the gaming sphere?
Always. Tell me
Okay,
about
great. I didn't share this in our Discord channel. I thought I did, but I think I sleep did it because I probably was knocked out because of the confusingness of it. But most recently, Activision Blizzard has announced that a new Call of Duty game is being added to their franchise. Zoe, can you guess what the name of the new Call of Duty game that's being added to the franchise is called?
I was just about to look it up, but I won't. Call of Duty. How many are there? Is it numbered? No, hold on. Let's call it. Call of Duty. World War 7.
No, you are completely incorrect, and I'll tell you why, because it's more confusing than that. The name of the new game added to the Call of Duty franchise is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. This is the 10th game in the Modern Warfare franchise, but it's Modern Warfare 2.
What?
Because at some point, Activision Blizzard was just like, yeah, we got to rebrand, and we got to do like a reboot of the whole series. So now, yeah, not to be confused with the very well acclaimed Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 that came out, years ago. Not, whatever, like, and to understand and comprehend the Modern Warfare franchise and the 10 games that are within that, you have to know that it starts with Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. So it wasn't even like its own series. It was the 4th game in the Call of Duty franchise. So Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare Reflex Edition, Modern Warfare Mobilized, that was the mobile game. Then you had Modern Warfare Remastered, Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. Then you had Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Force Recon. And then they had the 2019 reboot, which is Modern Warfare, and now we have the reboot that is coming out later. Eventually, there's not been any big news on it. They just dropped a logo for it, Modern Warfare 2, which is the reboot sequel. This is getting much more confusing than the Halloween franchise with all of their names and things of that nature.
See, I was going to compare it to Kingdom Hearts, where Kingdom Hearts 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3 were separated by 15 years and 20 other video games.
Yeah. Oh, wait. We got an update coming across my desk from our producer, Wally, saying that it's actually going to be out later this year.
Thanks, Wally. Thanks for that update. Wally works so hard to keep us up to date on the latest and greatest in video game news.
Wally does a really good job. He deserves the nap that he has right now.
I enjoy what Aid said in the chat, that it should be called Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. TOO.
TOO? Like, as in Modern Warfare as well?
Yeah. Can I tell you what games I never played very purposefully, unlike all the other games that I've never played, which is just because I never had the chance to? Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
I have zero interest in any Call of Duty game.
There was a point in my life where I was a little toxic, little toxic boy. I got on and I typically stay off of game chat because it's hard enough playing multiplayer games and then you get called every single slur as well as your mother gets called every single slur underneath the sun. So I tend to avoid stuff. like that. But like I would play with friends and stuff because a lot of my friends played it, especially Modern Warfare. Me and my friend Turtle and Derek Phase Octopus, we played a lot on stream before. But as more and more problems came out with the company and stuff, and I just realized I stopped. I hate playing games like that. This is why I play Fortnite, because it's all cartoony and fun, and like I can curate my experience, and I can do the Doja Cat dance, but I'm dressed like Anderson Paak
You can hit
or
Miles
Doctor Doom.
Morales with a harpoon gun. It's
Exactly.
great.
Who doesn't want that? It's fantastic. And then like Apex Legends, I play, but like it's I've started like realizing that I need a little bit more like cartoony stuff. I hate war games are really hard for me because it's just like you're simulating war, so you're kind of just like dulling your senses to the fact that there are like global conflicts going on where the loss of life is staggering, and like we live in a country with a military industrial complex leads all the development for technology, and and all the money that could be going to like social services and making sure that people have proper health care and aren't in debt for the rest of their lives is going to making jets and bombs that are never going to be used. My friend Oz said something very poignant. America has stockpiles, millions upon millions of dollars worth of ammunition that can't be used anymore because the gunpowder is dead in it, and we're just holding on to it because we can't do anything with it.
Yeah.
And it's like, and we have a bunch of stuff. Like it's the Call of Duty franchise. They don't specifically kind of like promote shit like that, but like it's kind of hard to ignore it when it's right there.
It's it's very similar to the way to some of the criticism that gets levied at the Marvel movies a lot, where it's like they're not coming out and saying military good, but there is like that underlying endorsement.
It's like the Transformers movies and the Marvel movies at the same time, where the heroes got a flare gun up, and then you got fucking F-19s flying over, or F-22s, not F-19s. F-19s are obsolete now. F-22s flying overhead, and the military comes in their helicopters like, "We got it from here. Thanks for your help, Shia LaBeouf. Don't be mean to FK Twigs." And then they, fucking...
Dang, U.S. Army, you're the real Optimus Prime.
You're the real Optimus Prime, U.S. Army. Oh, I'm so glad the Avengers could count on the United States Marine Corps to show up and bring diplomacy here. Like, like stuff like that. It's just like, that's you're entirely missing the whole point. And I know you have to find a way to fund your fucking multi-billion-dollar movie that you're spending so much money on, or your multi-million-dollar so that you can make $1 billion on it. But like, maybe don't take money from the military. Yeah. Because every time you take money from the military, they're like, "Yeah, we'll fund your movie. You just have to make sure that you put like every single branch of our military and make us look like heroes in it." And it don't fly. Yeah. It don't fly like that, It don't fly like Leaf.
Well, I have some better news after
Love better
that.
News.
Yeah, I got some better news for you. Dead by Daylight has finally announced its first official LGBTQIA2+ character in the form of popular survivor David King. They released a statement on Twitter that reads, when Dead by Daylight first released in 2016, the playable characters, including both killers and survivors, totaled 7. 6 years later, the entity's realm has welcomed 57 faces with 30 survivors and 27 characters. It goes on to say that one of the cornerstones of our Dead by Daylight community are our LGBTQIA2+ players who continue to elevate Dead by Daylight with their tireless passion for horror gaming, and of course, horror gaming. The fact that our character roster did not openly feature any confirmed queer representation was something we have been determined to change. Upon consulting extensively with the GamerX organization, we felt confident in our chosen direction. Today, we're pleased to confirm that Dead by Daylight can officially celebrate the game's first gay character, David King.
Congratulations!
Yeah, congratulations, David. We're all very proud of you.
Thanks for coming out, David.
There's been a lot of conversation, as there normally is when popular media announces that a previously established character is queer in some way, which is they should have just made a new character. To know establishing a character that's already popular as queer is more important. A lot of conversation about how it comes into play, like whether like David was always gay or David's coming out. A lot of stuff that really, I don't know. I'm always just happy to see the representation that's very, very long overdue. It's definitely not perfect. It is the bare minimum.
You're there. You're getting
Yeah.
there.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm trying. You know, I'm trying to
Be positive.
be positive about it. But it is also the safest queer representation for a cis white gay man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's no risk with that because people love cis white gay men.
Yeah.
You know. Well, most people do.
I will also say that as someone who plays a lot of Dead by Daylight, I've been playing the tome that got released where like this part of his character is coming out, and some of the lore pages that I've unlocked already, it definitely seems to be the kind of thing where David King is this. The story that's being told so far with the few pages I've unlocked is David coming into bars doing this very machismo, look at all these bikini models I've banged. And then like his friend being like, I know the real you, man. You don't gotta hide from me. So you know. It goes from like the safest kind of representation you could have to also like a very stereotypical story. It's a lot. You know.
Fucking rainbow capitalism, gonna rainbow capitalism. Look, I'm glad that they're finally embracing this French Canadian company that, you know, definitely, hopefully has queer employees or something of that nature. But it's like, honestly, when it comes down to it, cool. You've retroactively announced, you've pulled the J.K. Rowling, you've retroactively announced that one of your characters is gay. Great, fantastic. Do something about it. Do something meaningful about it. Like, don't, like, just, like, and if you're gonna do something about it, please let queer people write that shit. Like, please don't have some straight dude, like, because that sounds like a straight dude wrote that. It honestly sounds like a straight dude wrote that.
Yeah.
Gonna be completely honest.
Yeah. Again,
Which, like
the whole story isn't out yet, but from what I've read so far, that's the direction it seems to be going.
Yeah, look, I'm never gonna knock anybody for liking Dead by Daylight or anything like that because, you know, I used to play a lot of it with y'all and it turned me into a monster person. So I stopped playing, which is okay. I just think that, like, you know, when I think of queer media and I think of stuff that I want, it's also the Disney equation. Disney frequently puts queer characters in movies, but they're easily editable out so they can still have their movies in China and other places where being queer is legal. You know, like, I'm currently illegal in 57 countries. Maybe 58 if things keep going the way they are in America. Who knows? But, like, which feels kind of cool. You know, like, I'm illegal. 57 countries, like, wild. But, like, it just feels like tokenism. It feels like you're just trying to throw a bone just to make sure that people keep on playing your game, and so people don't call you out. And a lot of the stuff that you see with companies, like, trying to just settle stuff like this, it does feel like anti-cancel culture tactics. Like, we're trying to preemptively keep from being canceled by people. So we're gonna throw a fucking bone, but it's not. It's ultimately not gonna matter in the you know, in the long run of things.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like to me. I mean,
Lucian...
cool, good on them. I hope so, but you know.
Yeah, Lucian raises a good point in the chat. I'm gonna disagree that it's retroactive. This is something that I've talked about with a few people before about whether it's considered retroactive or not in a game where the character's sexualities just haven't come up because it's not that kind of game.
Yeah,
like it's not a character that's ever been established as straight, because then you start getting into the thinking where, well, we call it retroactively gay because we assume every character's straight because that's how people write, which is also fair because that is how companies tend to write their stories, with the assumption that someone is straight until it comes up.
Yeah, straight until proven guilty. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's like, I mean, it's like Apex Legends, because Apex Legends continuously brings out, they're like, this character is lesbian, this character is but non-binary, this character is that, but it comes down to it where like the episodes that they write that you can like read, because the game doesn't have a story mode, but they have episodes that they drop each season with, like, that focuses on different characters. it does matter to those episodes.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things is like that's why Apex Legends is kind of like I haven't given them any shit for it because
Well,
it's embroiled in the universe and the lore of the world. But like that's the thing is it never gets brought up in the middle of the game because the game doesn't focus on that. The game is about, competing in these games, Apex Legends games and things of that, and there's other stuff, and it's all supplementary material. Now, if it was like a story-based game, I would want it to be handled well. And if Dead by Daylight ever makes a story-based game, I would want them to handle it perfectly. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, they are
It's
getting
fine.
ready to release that dating simulator, maybe.
Well, fingers crossed. Maybe David King can go give a big old smooch to the trickster, or is the trickster going to be going to be a homophobe? Who knows?
Dang, I hope not.
I hope
I would
not
love
either.
to see some David Trickster smooches, to be honest.
Yeah, I would be fully on for it. I'm right here. I'm ready. Let's do it. Gosh. Anything else you want to talk about this?
No, that's about it. I'm like I said, Dead by Daylight also has it kind of like Apex Legends with the episodes with the tomes. I don't play a lot of Apex Legends. From what I understand, the episodes tend to just come out and you're able to watch them. While Dead by Daylight, you really gotta like put in work for that deep lore.
Yeah, that's true. You have to actually want it. You gotta want it.
You gotta want it. You gotta want it to know it. I don't know. I'll keep you updated as I work through this tome because I plan on getting all that deep lore for this one, and I'll let you know if I was completely wrong about the story or if it does turn into just a very stereotypical story we've seen over and over again.
Before we move on, I do want to point out as well, Lucian put out a very good point. I also have a feeling if a character whose identity was about being LGBTQIA2+, being in the entity's realm just to be killed over and over and over again, because that is it's very that's the thing is to think about. It's a very gruesome game, and I don't know. It's wild.
Yeah.
Wild. It's wild. Wow. All right.
Well, do you have any other video game news?
Yeah, you ready to talk about pirates real quick?
Yeah, I love pirates.
Ubisoft's 6-year development hell pirate game that was announced after after the success of Assassin's Creed 6 Black Flag has had new footage leaked. So Ubisoft had an expansion game that was focused around pirates. That was supposed to be its own standalone story, had nothing to do with Assassin's Creed at all, and the lore of that game with Templars versus Assassins is now being turned into a live service crafting game. And it is coming one way or another. The game is called Skull and Bones, and it showed off a big part of the blockbuster's transformation since its last official showing at E3 2018. It's very gorgeous, and it looks like a textbook modern Ubisoft game. In the game, players are going to collect blueprints, loot materials, and build up their infamy rank to get bigger and better ships. Time to rise and grind. Apparently, there's leaked gameplay footage that runs just over 6 minutes that you can find. There's a Kotaku article as well about it. If you just search up Skull and Bones, it details how players are going to complete contracts for NPCs to rank up and unlock new ship designs and upgrades. You're going to stock your ships with rations and water and repair kits and ammunition before going out to sea. And if your ships get destroyed or your crew mutinies against you, you're going to lose rank and you have to respawn somewhere else while other players have a chance to salvage your wreckage. The game was first revealed at E3 2017. It was pitched as a session-based shooter focusing on PvP, but now this new footage thinks it's going to be a games-as-service crafting game. So, mixing... It seems like it's going to be Sea of Thieves, but with pretty graphics, apparently. The game can be played solo, but it is a multiplayer-first game. There's even going to be a robust vanity shop for cosmetics. How do you feel, Zoe, about a new games-as-a-service pirate game that has been dead in the water for almost 6...
Can I tell you?
Yeah?
I hate with a fucking passion Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. I hate the pirate ship mechanics. I have never played a game with pirate ship mechanics that I have enjoyed. I hate Assassin's Creed 4. I wanted to die during the Pirates of the Caribbean section in Kingdom Hearts 3, where you had to
Oh
just
my
ride a
god.
boat throughout the whole
Oh
fucking ocean trying to figure out what to
my
do.
god.
Um, I I've never played Sea of Thieves, but I enjoy watching it because it's cute, it's fun, it's cartoony. It's kind of like what you said earlier about like Fortnite, about just having something that's a little more like just more fun.
Not grounded in realism, and you can
Yeah,
just kind of, yeah.
I'm looking at this article about Skull and Bones. I'm looking at the screenshots and some of the reporting. Um, and even besides the fact that it's another, you said it was another subscription service game, it sounds like.
Yep. Game as a service.
Even
Expansion packs, battle passes, loot boxes, all the things that gets all the fucking gamers horny out there so they can drink more Mountain Dew Kickstart and suck down their G Fuel and fucking subscribe to Amaranth so they can watch hot tub streams. All that good stuff. The thing that keeps the American economy going. I'm so sorry, Wally.
oh, Wally. I I don't know. It seems like a slog.
Yeah.
Even besides all of that extra stuff to make it seem like an absolutely miserable experience, the game looks like it's a slog.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else to say about it. It's just it's pretty. It's but even then, like, it's pretty, but it's pretty in that way that like we keep seeing over and over again. Like there's nothing special about it. There's nothing like distinctive about it. It's just that same like dark color brown tint on everything
Yeah.
to make it realistic. I don't know. It's just I'm tired of games like that, and I'm not interested. And I know I say that after being, and I play a lot of Dead by Daylight, which is has a very dark tint on everything.
That's it. Yeah.
But Dead by Daylight's also like a match based game where you're not.
Yeah.
It's less of a commitment. I'm not sure what I'm trying to say. I guess a long form game like that where you're just looking at this over and over again and you have to play a lot to get out of it. It's just not something I'm interested in anymore.
I don't have time
as
for
someone
that.
with
I want
limited
a story.
time.
Yeah. Like, I want an experience. I want a story with an experience. I want a game with an experience that like is really gonna like sell me on like the world that they're trying to build and like the what's your point, what's your theme, what are you trying to push across. It's like the games that I'm playing right now, like Elden Ring has like a gameplay loop and it takes a lot of time, but there's a point to it, there's an ending. Ghostwire Tokyo, a game that I played recently, has a very simple concept and it's a very simple like concept as well, and it's got mechanics and stuff like that, and it looks gorgeous. It's set in a realistic like Tokyo, but like there's all these magical realism elements about it, and but like it's direct, it's to the point. Like the games that I think of my favorites are direct and to the point. They have a theme, they have the point they're trying to push across, and like more and more companies are realizing that these games as a service are failing. Anthem failed historically for EA. These other games that are like coming out, and like Fortnite has been so why Fortnite is so popular, because they found the point of the game and they hammered that home. Because Fortnite wasn't supposed to be a battle royale game. Fortnite was a tower defense cooperative like crafting and builder like survival game that like looked cute and stuff like that, and they realized that people didn't like that, and so they found a new model for it, and they focused on the battle royale point and they stuck to it. And like you've got other games like Fall Guys that are direct and to the point. I'm looking at my list right here of like games that I play. Fucking Stardew Valley. Like all these games, they have a point to them, but we're seeing these games that like the Battlefront game from EA. Like EA has a lot of stinkers because they're trying this games as a service model. Ubisoft has tried it and it has not worked for them at all with any of the games, especially Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I got Assassin's Creed Valhalla because I wanted to be a Viking, and they had all this fucking like loot box cosmetic buy shit like crammed down your throat that I couldn't experience the story. Like I got to play like a femme or mask presenting Viking, and I could switch on the fly, and it never affected the story at all, which was great. That was cool. And like, but like I couldn't experience the story because holy shit, there's all this fucking like you're trying to sell me something shit, and I like fucking can't stand it. But that's just me. 13-year-old kids with their parents' credit cards might feel differently. I don't know.
Yeah. I also played Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I enjoyed it for what I played of it, but there was a lot of just struggling to look past the constantly trying to sell you something that, like you said, a lot of Ubisoft and EA games just do recently, and that's their whole model. It's the only way they're trying to make money, well, it's the way they're trying to make even more money off of the money they've already made by selling you the game in the first place.
Yep. Yeah. Just
hate it. Absolutely hate it.
Absolutely hate it.
It's a miserable experience, and I wish it would stop.
Yep.
Maybe it will someday.
Hopefully. Fingers fucking crossed.
Yeah.
Fingers fucking crossed that we, like, move on from that. And, like, there's so many great games out there that people have made that are just, you know, really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we can get back to that. And, like, with, like, big budgets, and we pay people properly, and we don't hammer them over the head to make them make these ultra realistic games, and we destroy people's psyches and mental health and physical health.
There is a meme that goes around sometimes that I fully support, and I will always share it whenever it pops up on, like, my timeline or whatever social media I'm using. It's just an image, and it just says, "I want shorter games with worse graphics made by people who get paid more," and I'm not kidding. And I 100% agree with that. Like you mentioned, like Stardew Valley and Fall Guys, Fortnite, all of that stuff, the graphics, you know, aren't these super ultra realistic, you feel like you're really there images, and yet they're more compelling than the majority of games that get released by big publishers nowadays.
Yeah.
With obvious exceptions.
Yeah. The obvious ones. The usual suspects.
Yeah, we all know what we're talking about. We all know.
Yeah. We all know. Yeah. I don't know.
I just want to play weird indie games for freaks, says Miss Petty Dreadful in the chat, and I 1,000,000% agree.
Yeah, like, let me sit and play my weird games that have, like, high concept, like Spirit Fair or something like that. And I just don't. I don't know. I feel like I'm asking too much sometimes, you know? But apparently I'm not. And apparently that's the thing, is, like, the greater community of gamers want that too, but we don't get that. I don't know.
I mean, clearly someone is buying these games. Someone must be enjoying them. Otherwise they wouldn't keep making them, right? Right? I don't know. You know what? Let's stop talking about.
Let's move on.
Games as services. Do you have any other video game news? Because I am fresh out.
Game news for today.
Cool. Then let's move on to Keep It Kayfabe. Guess what? I have some wrestling news for once.
Go ahead and hit that wrestling news, because I have depressing wrestling news, and I'll be right back.
Oh, no. Okay, well, I will tell everyone as you step away the good wrestling news. All Elite Wrestling and New Japan Pro Wrestling announced last week that they are co-producing a supercard this June, opening a world of possibilities with the Forbidden Door pay-per-view. The show will be the result of an ongoing collaboration between AEW President and CEO Tony Khan and top New Japan officials, including NJPW President Takumi Obari. This relationship has been built steadily over the past 3 years, with both sides having a chance to communicate on a more consistent basis during the pandemic. Traveling between Japan and the US is no longer a significant problem, says Obari. If Japanese fans are invested in this event and the demand is there, then there will absolutely be the impetus for us to take the next step of holding an event in Japan. Tony Khan was not the only one seeking to foster a relationship with New Japan. WWE President and Chief Revenue Officer Nick Khan, which there is no relation, also made overtures to New Japan last year. Had this been effective, WWE would have replaced AEW and become the exclusive U.S. business partner for New Japan. As is well established on this show, I don't know a lot about wrestling. It's not something I pay a lot of close attention to, but it's something I've started to learn a lot more since we've started doing this show, Wes. And if there's one thing I know, it's AEW good, WWE bad. So, My take from this is I'm very glad that AEW got this and not WWE.
In the most simplest of terms, yes, AEW good, WWE bad. AEW still has stuff they need to work on. They still have stuff that they need to push forward. They need to build up their women's division. They need to spotlight LGBTQ wrestlers more. I think they need to television. It's hard to, but because like there's such a history of intergender mixed wrestling matches. But it's hard to do that on television because a lot of television providers don't want to have implicit, whether it be real or fake, implicit violence directed towards women because they view it as domestic violence, which in a competition sense seems very, very strange. That's why a lot of women's MMA fights can only be on pay-per-view because television providers will not show that. Because it is believed that violence should only be conducted against men and not women, instead of instead of just doing a blanket. Well, it's like nobody should be violent with each other, even though we could be seeing a change of that because it's well known that professional wrestling is not real. What? No.
What?
But this is actually a very good thing because it's always weird for me when I see that WWE is trying to reach out to other companies to work with because they don't do wrestling. They do sports entertainment. Vince McMahon has made it very clear that he does not hire wrestlers. He hires sports entertainers. And they don't do wrestling. They tell stories, and they do entertainment with a sports focus, things of that nature. We've got more WWE news, but it's a nightmare factory over there. No, pun intended, because Cody Rhodes is now wrestling for WWE.
Wait, are you saying Rhea Ripley isn't real?
I know. I hate to tell you. I need to tell you. I get it. I get it. I completely get it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's not fine. It's not fine. I wish Rhea Ripley was real. No, I fucking absolutely adore Rhea Ripley, and I want all the good things ever in life for Rhea Ripley. But shut up. Goodness gracious. This is a very good thing. There's a lot of wrestlers with AEW that have a really close relationship with wrestlers in New Japan. There's a lot of wrestlers in AEW that have wrestled in New Japan. There are wrestlers in AEW that hold titles in New Japan. There are New Japan wrestlers that really want to wrestle AEW wrestlers and vice versa. This is a very bit of a... Also, the audience for AEW really want to see... There's overlap. There's a lot of overlap. There's not as much overlap with WWE because WWE has made itself an island for the past so many years. This is a very good thing. This is a very good thing. And we can tell that they're sweating. We can tell that WWE is sweating. This is a good thing. I just want, good things for all the wrestlers that I like. And I just want these wrestling companies to all be able to work together. Mm-hmm. But, who's to say? Who's to say what happens? Who's to say? You ready for some bad news?
Yeah, hit me with the bad news. Hit me with the sad news.
Bad news coming straight from wrestling purists as well as Fightful Wrestling. We have updates. Recently, NXT, who has been rebranded as NXT 2.0, which is the developmental program for WWE, has released multiple wrestlers from the NXT story, for the NXT, the House of Mouse, the NXT, all that good stuff. So, let's go through it. Recently released has been Dakota Kai, Malcolm Bivens. WWE had asked Malcolm Bivens to re-sign in February, but he made it clear he did not want to do so they cut him. Harland, formerly known as Parker Boudreaux, formerly known as a University of Central Florida O-lineman who follows me on Twitter. He's a very nice guy, and it's devastating, and I can't wait to see good things for him. Paige Prinzavali, Persia Perota, Sanjana George, Draco Anthony, Mila Milani, Raylan Devine, and Dexter Loomis. I wanted to note, very importantly, that Dexter Loomis, Draco Anthony, Sanjana George, Harland, Malcolm Bivens, and Dakota Kai, all 6 of them were utilized in storylines that were going on currently. And now WWE NXT has to explain this week Tuesday as to why Dakota Kai, Harland, fucking Sanchana George, Draco Anthony, Malcolm Bivens, and Dexter Loomis are no longer on their program because there are storylines that are not going to be finished because they had just got rid of those wrestlers. This is wild. A lot of people think because it's a lot of women wrestlers that have been let go. Former talent coordinator and talent relations, but now is back in his role as talent coordinator. John Laurinaitis, a resident piece of shit, John Laurinaitis, has been brought back up in as his role of talent relations. And there have been reports given from Athena, formerly known as Ember Moon, that a lot of the wrestlers, they want a lot of the women wrestlers to go back to that diva era of wrestling. And if anybody knows the diva era, they know what I'm talking about. Bra and panty matches. You have to look like a model. Breast implants, pushed upon them. You have to look a certain way so that they can sell sex, so they can sell tickets to NXT. And a lot of wrestlers aren't down with that. A lot of wrestlers don't want that. And so it seems that there might be some rumblings. A lot of wrestlers have made it clear behind the scenes that they are not down with that. And I'm wondering if some of these releases have to do with that. My money would say yes. Shocking of this is Harland, because Harland was very much over with the crowd. Harland, Parker Boudreaux, big monster guy. He was being cited as like the next Brock Lesnar, but it was being misused by the company. But he had a storyline going on that's really well. Malcolm Bivens is one of the, Stokely Hathaway was his former name. Probably going to be going over Big Stokely Hathaway. One of the greatest managers in wrestling of all time. Managers are those that escort wrestlers to the ring and things of that nature. Great on the mic. Great presence on ringside and on the stage. Isn't afraid to take some bumps and get into it. Amazing. Dakota Kai, one of the best women wrestlers out there. She's tiny, she can get thrown around, but she also does Hurricane Rana's better than I've seen a lot of people. She's from New Zealand, does a great job, really gets into it. Dexter Loomis never breaks characters. He stares all the time at people, doesn't say a word, he just stares. Wild that these releases are still happening, but all that good stuff.
You think with everything you talked about before with WWE and them being nervous about, or displaying how nervous they are by trying to reach out to all these different partners, that they would be less inclined to so quickly release talent, especially talent that's from how you and Miss Petty Dreadful in the chat are speaking sound very popular with people. But of course also it may very well be that they want it to be released if they are trying to go back to the Diva era, which is something I know about and is something that I would prefer they did not do, because that is gross and weird and awful. And I don't think, honestly, I don't think there is definitely a community of people who will enjoy it. Yep. But I don't think that community is as big as they think it is.
It's not.
I don't think it's besides the moral and ethical grossness of it all, I also don't think it would be worth it financially to them, because I think more people are going to be upset about it than not.
Yeah. It was I don't know. I just can't believe that you don't want to see two wrestlers have sex in the middle of a ring.
No.
Zoe.
No.
I think you might be a fake fan. Speaking of fake fans, go ahead and hit us with more news here if you got any more wrestling news for us.
Dang, speaking of fake fans. Wow. I'm not a fake fan. I never purported to be a fan.
That's true.
Taylor Rotunda, aka Bo Dallas, is one of the more than 80 wrestlers who WWE released last year. One of the last things we heard about him is that he's busy preparing for life after pro wrestling with Liv Morgan. Rotunda has not wrestled in a match since November 2019, but during a Q&A session at the For the Love of Wrestling convention, he was asked if he was done with wrestling, to which Rotunda replied, "Absolutely not. I'm the furthest from done with wrestling that you could possibly be. I spent the past year diving into a bunch of different ventures outside of wrestling, but wrestling has never left my heart, not for 1 second, and I just wanted to get a couple things done before I dive back in, do something that I really cared about. And now that I got everything kind of wrapped up and working on, within the next 2 to 3 months, you'll see me back in the ring somewhere very soon. I'll be back in the ring really, really soon. I promise."
Yeah, Bo Dallas. You don't know Bo, but it's Bo's world, baby. Yeah, Bo Dallas, Taylor Rotunda is brothers with Willem Rotunda, formerly known as Bray Wyatt or the Fiend, also known as the head of the Wyatt family. Bo Dallas has some famous quotes saying such as "Silly me, Mr. Butterfingers," and "Women, they are mysterious creatures." Bo Dallas is a hilarious wrestler and pretty talented wrestler. He comes from the Rotunda family. I'm excited. Bo Dallas is like a favorite that never really got a shot. He never really got a title shot. He was always a jobber, or a mid-carder. But I can't wait to see what he does. It's interesting that he noted his life with Liv Morgan. Because as far as I knew, they were both single, but it seems like they must be living on a farm together. Because I know that Liv Morgan lives on a farm.
Oh.
Interessante. A lot of people will be disappointed and heartbroken to find out that Liv Morgan and Bo Dallas are together. I know a lot of those people that we were talking about that aren't the majority of wrestling fans earlier. That's hilarious to me.
Rotunda was married to Swedish arm wrestling champion Sarah Backman from 2014 until their divorce in 2019. In February 2021, it was revealed that he was in a relationship with fellow wrestler Liv Morgan, with the two living on a farm and starting a real estate business to prepare for life after professional wrestling. That is from Bo Dallas's Wikipedia page.
Interessante.
There you go.
Hell yeah, congratulations to both of them. That's awesome. Living it down on a farm. Love it.
Cool. Cool. Do you have any other wrestling news for us?
Yeah. I am currently got just some quick stuff. Nothing too big, because we can move on to other stuff, because I know people don't like wrestling as much as I do. But Stardom, the women's wrestling company that is in Japan, because in Japan they have to keep Joshi, or women's wrestling, separate from men's wrestling, just because it's a societal thing, and it's, doesn't make it right, but it is a societal and a cultural thing. It is how they do stuff. But with a major announcement of Forbidden Door, the joint pay-per-view held by AEW and NJPW, has made that has brought some interesting things to light. Recently stating that we do know, and this is from Wrestling Observer News over there with Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez, we do know that Stardom, which is owned by Bushiroad, which is the company that owns NJPW, would be interested in being part of future shows and working with AEW. Stardom would also be interested in booking AEW talent for a December 30th show at Sumo Hall, although neither side has talked, as best as we can tell. The belief in the Bushiroad company's sides are that fans will be flying in, like in the past, for the Tokyo Dome, and they hope is that they can get those fans to come early for the big Stardom show. In the past shows, Stardom has done the day or two before the Tokyo Dome Wrestle Kingdom show that was packed with non-Japanese fans. There is tons of talent that wrestle with AEW that also wrestled with Stardom Wrestling. We have, coming to mind, Toni Storm. We have, formerly Brandy Rhodes. Jamie Hayter was huge in Japan. Mercedes Martinez. Hikaru Shida. Riho. Emi Sakura. And countless others that now wrestle with AEW, wrestled for Stardom in the past. And I think it would be excellent to have a joint partnership with not only New Japan Pro Wrestling, so that those on the men's rosters can have some fun mixing it up in Japan as well as here in America, but I think it would be just as fair to have our women's roster be able to take it to Sumo Hall and face down the mighty wrestlers of Stardom Entertainment. I believe that should be just as fair, and you know what? I think that's a smart business decision. But you know what? I'm not Tony Khan, so who knows? Who knows? But yeah, that is what I've got. That's what I've got. That's what I've got.
Yeah, I hope that happens too. I think it sounds like that would be a good move for the wrestlers and for the fans, as it were.
Agreed. So let's go ahead. Let's move away from the wrestling world because that's all the news that we have for this week. I'm sure that there is going to be more that pops up at some point, but we'll bring it up. Wait, I'm not Tony. No, I am not Tony Khan. I'm much better at Twitter than Tony Khan. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to more news. Table Talk RPG news, Zoe. I don't have a lot except for I just got a little something. Congratulations to the Gauntlet Publishing and Jason Cordova for their game, Brindlewood Bay, who has surpassed 3,000 backers for their Kickstarter. Brindlewood Bay is a mystery game that you can play amongst friends, where you play 4 to 5 different murder mavens, which is a book club of old women that read their favorite books and also solve crimes. But there's a little bit of H.P. Lovecraft thrown in as well. They had recently just dropped Brindlewood Bay on Kickstarter, and it was funded within an hour. I think even sooner. I think like a half hour. But now they have surpassed $200,000, which has surpassed the goal for what they had for their previous game, which was The Between. Go ahead. Yes?
It was funded in 11 minutes.
It was funded in 11 minutes!
According to the Kickstarter page, which I just dropped in the chat. So if you want to check it out, follow that link.
Go ahead and check it out. I know that we had like a bet going on. And I think I was going to be funded. I said an hour, and then Alex from Crit Fail Save Studios said 40 minutes, and then somebody else said 30 minutes, and I think Alex said, you know what, 10 minutes. So I think that other person won the bet. That was pretty nice. But yeah, they've garnered over 3,234 backers. There's 29 days to go for this, and there is a myriad of add-ons and different tiers you can pledge at. There is some rewards that were no longer available, like the midwives tier, where you pledge $500 or more, and you get 2 online game sessions with the creator Jason Cordova, who we interviewed on this Twitch stream. Very great person, and I can say is probably not a close personal friend, but a close enough friend that I can't wait to become close personal friends with him. Great guy. You get a wax sealed invitation to the Murder Mavens or the Midwives, which is like this spooky little cult that is in Brindlewood Bay. It's very cozy. The artwork is great. There are tons of rewards where you can get the Between game on PDF for free if you back it. They also have a cookbook. If you pledge at the $90 level, it is a Kickstarter exclusive. That means you cannot get it after the Kickstarter. At the $90 level, this is a deal, by the way, because you can get it separately. But at $90, you get the Brindlewood Bay hardcover, the Nephews in Peril supplement in hardcover. You get this Murder Mavens cookbook that is set within Brindlewood Bay, as well as the PDF and all digital stretch goals. That's what I've got it at that tier. There is a tier available called at the $4,000 tier. It's the Fragrant Void. Not only do you get to the wax sealed invitation for you and your entire party, you get all the hardcovers and the PDFs. You get to play in a 12 or more session online game with Jason Cordova running it for you. So the creator of the game is going to run a whole campaign for you and 3 other friends to go ahead, and you get the books. You all get an invitation. You also get to create a suspect for the game. So a lot of great stuff, tiers. And so go ahead. Congratulations to them. Go ahead and check it out. It's fucking great.
Yeah,
that's all
I'm really excited for that. I'm glad that you talked about this because I forgot it was coming to Kickstarter. I remember watching the interview and learning a little bit about the game right before the interview hit and being really into it. This is a good reminder. I'm just gonna bookmark this now. I'm not gonna do it right now, but I'll have the bookmark for later, so I remember to go back and back that game. It's my shit. It looks like my shit.
It looks very much like your shit. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah.
It is very much your shit. It's so much your shit, Toby. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm so happy for you. I can't wait. Maybe we should have a campaign at some point.
Oh,
Maybe
I'd
we
be
should
into
do that.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe.
I like campaigns.
Maybe.
I love
I like
campaigns.
campaigns too.
Here, let me hit
Campaigns are great.
you with some news that just came out about the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
Yeah, a new report from CinemaCon indicates that a classic monster will appear in the upcoming Dungeons and Dragons movie. Yesterday, Paramount
Uh-oh.
released a sizzle reel at CinemaCon that included a first look at the upcoming Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. While we got some brief descriptions of the footage from established entertainment sites, a user at EN World, a prominent tabletop RPG forum, was also in the audience when the footage aired. The user gave a much more detailed rundown of the footage and additionally revealed that one scene included a displacer beast. This marks the first
Ooh.
confirmation of any sort of official D&D monster appearing in the upcoming movie. Uh, the report also indicated that the movie has a distinctively superhero vibe, which, to be honest, is not news that I'm super crazy about hearing. The report goes on to say that the Displacer Beast, of course, is a monster unique to Dungeons and Dragons and resembles a six-legged panther with two tentacles extending from its back. The creature came from the Feywild and has the ability to bend light to make it appear a foot or two away from where it actually is. The Displacer Beast made its first appearance alongside the Beholder and Blink Dogs in the very first expansion to Dungeons and Dragons back in 1975.
I love how this movie, like, we don't know anything about it, but fucking as soon as we find out there's a monster in it, we're like, yeah, fuck it, cool, dope. This is news. This is news. No, I mean, I love Displacer Beasts. They're one of my favorite monsters from Dungeons and Dragons. I think they're very cool. Driss Jordan had a pet Displacer Beast. It's pretty sick. It's fucking funny. It just makes me laugh. I know. This movie is either going to be great or it's going to be absolute dog shit. Though.
I'm expecting it to be terrible. I'm not gonna lie. If I go see this movie when it's out in theaters, I'm going into it with absolutely zero expectations. Especially again after it being after someone saying that it has superhero vibes. Like a Dungeons and Dragons movie that's cribbing off of the
Gonna be
Marvel
Marvel?
Cinematic Universe sounds pretty terrible. I'm not gonna lie,
Sounds
and I know
pretty
that's a
bad.
controversial opinion among certain circles, but
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't gotta get into it right now. The MCU is already starting to be kind of tiring to me on its own, and movies coming out that try to act like it that aren't superhero movies sounds pretty exhausting. And I don't think that's
Yeah.
gonna be a good long-term approach to blockbuster making. But what do I know? I'm not
What do I know?
type UID. I don't know.
Yeah. What do we know? We're not professionals. We don't work in this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want things to be good, Zoe. I just
I
want to
know.
be good, and I want to know about things that this isn't just like Monster.
Monster.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay, can we
Well,
move on to some other news before we move on to movies?
yeah, please.
Chrome! Brand new cyber noir original TTRPG based off of Mothership's D100 Panic engine has been announced, created, and there's a beta version of Chrome on Roll, a popular app to use for digital playing. It appears to be a game that will pave the way for a variety of games and designers that want to make their games digitally intuitive and accessible without losing focus on a great gameplay experience. It was created by L. Dwight and Steven Medeiros. Medeiros also did game design and writing for a lot of the game, and they worked alongside art director Michael Ackerman and their three main artists, Tano Bonfanti, Katerina Belikova, and Adele Fakari. I'm excited about this. Seems like the first fully digital kind of game, almost like TTRPG kind of game.
The article I read and the article I shared with you indicates that it seems to be the first fully digital RPG. Like, you cannot get a physical copy of it, you cannot get a PDF of it. It only exists on the app. And by all accounts, it sounds like it is user friendly. It sounds like it's easy to navigate. Which, let me tell you, some RPG apps are not any of those things, which I've learned the hard way over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I really want to give it a shot. It's something I'm going to download probably once we are done and just like check out, mess around with it a little bit, see what it has in it to offer. I don't know. It sounds sick as shit. It's cyberpunky. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. And also, if you're not familiar with Mothership, Mothership is a space horror TTRPG game from Tuesday Night Games that takes influences from Alien and Event Horizon and other stuff like that. But it's described as a play-to-lose game. You're not expected to win. It's not a game you survive, but a game you hack through, literally. Chrome is similarly designed. It wants you to focus on characters that are meant to hurl themselves into dangerous situations and drag themselves out of it, beaten, bruised, and damned. I've checked out Roll a little bit. They've gotten some really good reviews, and they've also gotten some bad press recently.
Mm-hmm.
But I am interested to see how they handle these things, and cannot wait to see what comes from it. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I do
Absolutely
like TTRPGs that are made to. There is this is the last thing I'll say on it. There is a pervasive idea in the TTRPG community, especially in people who are DMs, where they feel like the goal is to murder your players.
Okay.
By any means necessary. Mostly Dungeons and Dragons DMs. Not gonna name names. You know who you are.
You know who you are.
But
Read yourself for Bill. Thank you.
It's nice that there are games that you can play that allow for that attitude, like this, like the Alien TTRPG. I love the Alien TTRPG. I don't like it in regular games where DMs are just out to kill you, but like in a game that's built for it, like Alien, hell yeah, do it. Chrome, fuck yeah, let's do it. Let's go through the meat grinder. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I love meat grinder games. Let's do it. I gotta be in the mood for it, but I love meat grinder games.
Yeah. And some dungeon crawl classics. Hey, do you like Spider-Man, Wes?
I love Spooderman.
You like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse?
I fucking love Spooderman Into the Spooderverse.
Yeah, well, as you know, I wasn't here last week. I don't know. Did you all talk about how the movie's going to be delayed until next year?
We did. We talked about it.
That's a real fucking bummer.
It was very sad here. It's a big fucking bummer.
But I have some exciting news. So while we won't be seeing the movie anytime soon, we do have their titles now. Directors Phil Lord and Chris Miller announced the official titles of the two Spider-Verse sequels, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. And that's not all. The movie will take place in, guess how many universes?
How many?
6! 6 universes, and featuring, guess how many characters?
Fucking 20.
240 characters.
Jesus Christ.
Those characters include Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, a Da Vinci-inspired Vulture, Miguel O'Hara, aka Spider-Man 2099, Jessica Drew, and roughly 230 more characters. For comparison, there were approximately 40 characters in 2018's original Into the Spider-Verse. That is so many characters, and I don't know if I'm excited or if I'm nervous that they are biting off more than they can chew to try to one-up the original movie.
You know what? I think they can do it. I think they can do it. But I'm going to tell you something, Zoe. I'm going to tell you something right now. I want to tell you at home.
Yeah.
If I don't get Cowboy Spider-Man, who can psychically talk to his horse, because his horse was also bitten by a mutant by a radiated spider, I'm going to lose my shit.
Oh my god.
Because that is one of my favorite interactions in all of the Spider-Verse comics, is having fucking Miles Morales talk to, I believe it's Miles Morales, it might have been Peter.
Oh Oh my god. Sorry, it's Peter Parker. I'm looking him up now.
It's
Web
Peter Parker, yes.
Slinger is a cowboy
Web
version of
Slinger.
Spider-Man from the Wild West universe. Oh my
Yep.
god.
I'm also forgetting because Miles also had an interaction with him as well, where Miles was wearing a sombrero and a poncho.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing. He's like a Billy the Kid who his horse has a spider mask. There's an interaction where it's like, is your horse wearing a Spider-Man mask? And he goes, yeah, I don't want anybody to recognize him either. And like it's so fucking funny, and it's great, and it's glorious.
I've brought up a picture for the people watching at home of Web Slinger in his whole Cowboy Spider-Man regalia. This man is perfect. This man is amazing. I am now also going to be furious if he doesn't show up in the movie. I fucking love this. I love this. This is my favorite thing I've learned all day.
Web Slinger is one of my favorites. And like I said, I will cry. I will cry for so long. If that does not happen. That's up there with, like, I love Spider-Man in the comic books because it's so wild. Did you ever read War of the Realms? The Asgard, Thor?
I read some of the tie-ins, but I never read, like, the main line. But
the McElroy tie-ins.
I didn't read the McElroy tie-ins, but I read some of the other stuff. But I remember something happened with Spider-Man. Something didn't he get Thor's hammer?
Spider-Man got Thor's helmet, which allows him to talk to Asgardian animals, specifically a horse. And there's a whole scene where he's having a conversation with the horse, and it cuts to the perspective of Luke Cage and the other heroes that are with Spider-Man. And Spider-Man has this helmet on, and he's just saying, nay, 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 nay.
Yes.
It's fucking amazing.
Yes, I remember that. Oh my god. Comics are wild. I love comics.
That's fine. They're so great. They're so great. I've been reading the new Punisher series where he becomes a fucking head of the hand, and it's like, it's Punisher, it's Frank Castle, but now he also has an Assassin's League behind him. So, fucking good luck, bad guys. This is great. You should definitely check out War of the Realms. I have the full series. It's fantastic. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Definitely go check that out. Ooh, okay. So we got into the Spider-Verse in movie news. Can I go ahead? Can we have a celebration moment here? Because I've got it's movie television show news.
Yeah, I love celebration.
Perfect.
I know. I think I know what you're gonna say. I think I know what you're gonna say. Yeah, hit me with it.
Can I just say, fucking congratulations! The Late Late Show and James Corden are coming to an end after 8 miserable years of existence. It's fucking done with. After years of having James Corden shoved down our throats with Carpool Karaoke and Cats and Into the Woods and all these other fucking movies and television shows that has his fucking dumb face on them, guess what? A win for humanity. I feel like this feels like fucking Victory Day after World War II. I feel like kissing somebody. Should I go outside and go kiss somebody? Like, literally, when I heard this, I yelled out my window, James Corden is leaving television. I got so fucking excited. I fucking hate that motherfucker. CBS is ending the Late Late Show with James Corden the summer of 2023. He extended his contract for 1 more year, but it's not going past that. James Corden said in a statement, it's been a really hard decision to leave because I'm so immensely proud of the show. I'm thrilled to be extending for a year. I always thought I'd do it for 5 years and then leave, and then I stayed on. I've really been thinking about it for a long time, thinking whether there might be one more adventure.
I hate this man so much.
I hate him so much.
And I'm mad that I hate him. I'm mad that he sucks so much because I remember when James Corden, when he first started like becoming like a well-known person, he was rad. He was a really talented actor. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know what the fuck happened, but he just became this shithead. He's a shithead to the people who work with him. Mm-hmm. He's obnoxious on screen. Yep. I don't know what is it. Is there something
Fame.
about being
Fame
on
is what
late night
happened to him.
TV that ruins people? Because Stephen Colbert was also
Stephen
ruined when
Colbert,
he
yeah.
got his late night
Yeah.
show. I don't know. Weird
I
little
don't know.
cretin, exactly, Leslie.
It's fucking. It's like that was the thing is like it should have been a win because James Corden was like a heavy set actor brought towards like and that's the thing is like heavy set actors don't get a lot of opportunities. That's also like a musical theater nerd and loves music so much and like should have been a win and just like fucking out of nowhere just fucking kicked in the side of the head like out of nowhere just like no this guy's a shit heel and like couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. I hope he goes off and tries to do his fucking shit on YouTube and nobody watches him. Like, I'm tired of him being in my movies. I'm tired of him being involved in stuff. Like, I never want anybody to be out of a job, but like James Corden, I hope he finds work where I can shoot like where he like I don't like looking and seeing him there.
Yeah.
I get excited for a movie and then it's like and James Gordon's doing one of the voices and I'm like, well, I'm not I can hear his fucking dumb little fucking voice, this dumb little fucking singing. Like, how do you have a show called Carpool Karaoke, which is a great fucking concept, that you get musicians to get in a car and you sing together and you interview these musicians? And how do you make it obnoxious because you try to take over the entire show by showing these musicians that you can sing their songs better than them? Like, I don't know where you get off, but apparently it's fucking... I hate this shit.
Remember when he shut down like entire streets of traffic to promote Cinderella? Was that Cinderella he was promoting? He was promoting something.
Cinderella, yeah.
And he just shut down a bunch of traffic in LA.
He's a fucking asshole.
God. Good riddance. Good riddance to the Late Show with James Corden. Hope the door hits you on the way out.
Yes, please. Get the fuck up out of here.
I have some exciting news.
Okie dokie.
And some media to share with everyone.
Excellent.
Yes.
I love media.
Not very long ago, a new teaser was released for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, appropriately labeled the Illuminati teaser. It is 17 seconds long. There is a very, very exciting moment at the end that I'm going to share with you all now. This is your 10-second warning if you do not want to be spoiled. Come back in 6 minutes. Ish.
Yeah.
Because I know some people really don't want to be spoiled, and honestly, I don't really know how you're going to exist on the internet without this having already been spoiled. If you don't already know about this, that's honestly pretty amazing. Good work. But here we go. Let me switch over, and we'll watch the teaser.
Stephen Strange. The Illuminati will see you now. We will see what kind of Doctor Strange you are. Marvel Studios' Doctor Strange.
So...
I know who that is. I know who that is.
I know
who all those people. I know all those people.
Without a shadow of a doubt, Patrick Stewart is back as Professor Charles Xavier. I'm so fucking happy about this.
That fucking... weird fucking yellow hover chair is back, baby!
And the yellow hover chair, it's not back because it's really here for the first time because Patrick Stewart never used it in any of the original X-Men movies because they tried to make it super realistic.
Yeah, I know, but like from the cartoons,
No, I understand. I'm agreeing with you. I'm excited to see the yellow hover chair. I'm so ready. God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see.
Can't wait to pirate this movie. Charles.
Let's see what Doctor Strange
you and me
are
not so different, Charles.
I'm so excited. That movie comes out
you fight for peace.
Friday, May 6th.
May 6th, Friday. Yep.
Right? I need to make plans to go see it. I need to talk to people because I need to see this movie as soon as it comes out because I don't think anything's staying secret from this one. It didn't.
We need to start getting our hands on screeners.
Yeah. Yeah, so that it's just a tiny bit of news. It's just a confirmed cameo, but this also means like a lot of other theories about. Well, first off, it also confirms that that group that Doctor Strange was brought to in the original trailer is in fact the Illuminati. There are a bunch of different theories about who's going to be present. I didn't get a very close look at who he was brought into. I assume you did based on what you said, but I know there were theories that like Mr. Fantastic was going to be present. Maybe Namor. Yes, Leslie. We can absolutely go. Please, please. I need to see this movie like right now. I'm just excited.
So,
I'm excited.
So,
yeah, tell me.
here's my here's what I'm thinking.
Mhm.
Illuminati, Charles Xavier, Defender Strange is like Doctor Strange, Defender Strange, Superior Iron Man, Tony Stark, Tom Cruise plays him. Haley Atwell's Captain Carter is not part of the Illuminati, but is used as like a security role, kind of like how Baron Mordo's version is kind of in that same kind of role.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then Eric Killmonger, Black Panther, and then Monica Rambeau's Captain Marvel is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Got those powerhouses there. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I buy it.
Yeah. I could totally be fucking wrong, but I typically am. But, you know. Who knows? Also, I apologize for eating on stream. I'm very hungry. I do intermittent fasting, so I apologize.
I don't think you have to apologize for that. You gotta eat. Eating's important. People can deal with it. And if people don't like it, they can tip us more money.
And give us more money. Or you can just watch me eat. I think people might be into that. Who knows?
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Charles? Like, I'm going to be insufferable for the rest of this fucking episode.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm just excited for the movie. I don't really have anything else to say about it. I'm ready to see it.
Looks great.
Yeah, it looks so good.
It looks great. It looks fantastic. I can't wait to not get money for it. Excellent. Speaking of Marvel news, Jon Watts, the director of the Spider-Man trilogy so far, and also who was pegged to helm the Fantastic Four movie, is exiting the movie. He's exiting from directing Fantastic Four. Now, people are like, oh no, there's a bad thing. That means he's not going to be a good movie. Creative differences. No. Jon Watts has come out on the record and saying that making 3 Spider-Man films was an incredible and life-changing experience for me. I'm eternally grateful to have been part of the MCU for 7 years. I'm hopeful we'll work together again, and I can't wait to see the amazing vision of Fantastic Four brought to life. Kevin Feige has said that working with Jon Watts with the Spider-Man movies has been a true pleasure. But Jon Watts has said that, you know, after making one of the largest superhero movies of all time, it made almost $2 billion, No Way Home, he wants to take time off from superhero movies. He wants to make other movies. He wants to go back to making, you know, young adult romance movies like The Fault in Our Stars and stuff like that. But Kevin Feige said, we're looking forward to continuing our work with him to bring the Fantastic Four into the MCU, but understand and are supportive of his reasons for stepping away. We're optimistic that we will have the opportunity to work together again at some point down the road. So that means now there is a spot open for directing the Fantastic Four. What do you think about this, Zoe?
I'm not sure what to think about it. I'm glad that it seems to be amicable. Normally when you hear about directors, or at least in my experience, every time I hear about, like, directors leaving the MCU, it is in a lot more, tense, creative different situations, like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, God, who was it that was directing? Edgar Wright and Ant-Man, immediately springs to mind.
Yeah.
The drama surrounding that. I don't know. I obviously, you know, I think the Marvel Spider-Man movies were really good, a lot of fun. So I like what Jon Watts does with superhero movies, of course. I completely understand his reasoning for wanting to step away from superhero movies. Oh, wait.
We got. Oh wait.
No,
Except,
never mind.
oh, and then O.
I was reading the article and I thought there was some casting news slipped in there, and then I realized it was talking about the original series of Fantastic Four movies. I got really excited for a hot second there. I don't know. I don't know who they're going to bring in. I wonder if they're going to bring in someone who has been directing a lot for them that they can rely on, like Taiki Waititi or James Gunn. I don't know. Maybe they'll bring in someone new.
If you could pick a director, who would you pick?
Oof, I could pick a director. Let me think. From what I know about how Jon Watts directs Marvel movies, and assuming that Jon Watts is truly leaving because he wants to and not because they want to take it in a different direction, I think... You know who I think I would really like to see direct the Fantastic Four, actually? Let me make sure I get his name right. Ryan Coogler.
Ooh,
If they're gonna go with an established like MCU director to replace Jon Watts, let Edgar Wright do this one to make amends. That would also be a neat thing to see. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Ryan Coogler.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good option. I've got multiple options for you, and I want you to kind of rate them, smash or pass on these directors, or whether or not they should direct the movie. My least kind of wanted one, but I think could do it, Justin Lin. Justin Lin has directed the Fast and Furious franchise. He did Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, Fast 5, and 6, and F9. He recently stepped away from Fast 10 due to creative differences, so he has an open schedule. The reason why I think he can do this is because what is the main thing for Fast and Furious? What's the main theme?
Family.
What other movie did Justin Lin also direct? Star Trek Beyond. Sci-fi.
Did he really?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Star Trek Beyond. The Star Trek movie that's actually really good that nobody watched because of the second movie was actually kind of bad. Yeah. Star Trek Beyond. So I'm telling you right now, get Justin Lin and Simon Pegg involved. Simon Pegg writes the movie. Justin Lin directs it. It's going to be great. Sci-fi family movie.
Smash. Absolutely smash.
All right. Next one. Josh Rubin. Do you know who Josh Rubin is?
Not off the top of my head, no. Let me look. Josh Rubin, screenwriter.
He was a member of College Humor. You can see him on Game Changer, where he's one of the Noise Boys. Josh Rubin has directed 2 movies, both of them horror-influenced. He did one for Shudder called Tell Me a Story, and then he did one that recently came out that was based off the popular Ubisoft game Werewolves Within, entitled Werewolves Within. Josh Rubin is a comedic director, a comedic writer, improv comedian, and also can work with an ensemble cast, which the Fantastic Four kind of proves. Also, he's actually funny, and he has his elements in horror, so he could bring that towards Fantastic Four. I don't want it to be a horror movie. I know Fant Four Stick tried to do that, and it didn't really work for it. The body horror, Josh Trank was really obsessed with it. But I think somebody like Rubin could actually do that, and that brings in like an up-and-coming director that like people really know, like especially like younger audiences know from like Dropout TV and things of that nature.
Yeah.
That'd be really good. So, smash or pass?
Yeah, I looked him up and I immediately recognized him from oh god, what's that show College Humor does / I don't know if they still do it, the Actually show.
Yes.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I immediately recognized him, so that is a smash from me.
Excellent. Second option, The Daniels. The Daniels recently had a movie come out called Everything Everywhere All at Once. It is a multiversal family drama movie. Smash. They were originally pegged to direct Loki, and they turned it down because they said we don't want to do that. That's not our thing. Go ahead, Zoe.
I've seen Everything Everywhere All at Once twice now, and I'm planning to see it the third time. It's a great movie. It's a perfect movie. You should go see it if you haven't. I fucking love Everything Everywhere at Once. It fills me with a lot of feelings. That's it. Okay, sorry, I had to get that out.
It is my top movie of the year so far. I will say it's my top movie of the year so far. The Daniels, one of them is from Birmingham, Alabama. They directed Swiss Army Man as well as this movie. Not only is Everything Everywhere All at Once a perfect sci-fi film that doesn't make you feel confused about the sci-fi, but it is also a family drama, which is Fantastic Four. But I think they would be really, 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 really good at it. Though that being said, they might not be down for it because, you know, they might not want to work with a Marvel machine. They are independent directors, and they don't like to have a lot of stifling control on themselves. But I think they would be really, really good if you brought it to them. My number one choice, Brad motherfucking Bird. You know who Brad Bird is?
Yeah, I know Brad Bird is director of The Incredibles.
For those at home, he directed Iron Giant and The Incredibles. The Incredibles, a Fantastic Four movie. It is just the Fantastic Four. Incredibles is just Fantastic Four. But it's like, you know, it's Disney IP instead. I think Brad Bird would kill it. I think Brad Bird would kill it with a Fantastic Four movie. That's just me personally. You know? Who knows? But that's just my picks. Right there.
Yeah, I can see that 100%. Oh, he also directed Ratatouille.
Yeah.
Huh, I didn't know that.
We love the Ratatouille movie.
We love the Ratatouille.
Yep.
We love the Ratatouille, we need the Ratatouille.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him. Yeah, I 100% support that. Smash, 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 all the way.
Yeah.
I
All
would
those
love
are
to see
great
that.
picks. I think they'd be dumb not to have that happen. Dumb. But yeah. That's what I got. That's what I got for Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
No Fan Four stick. Just Fantastic Four. Perfect. What do you got next for us?
Yeah, I got just a couple different news stories that I'm going to combine as one because they're both small and incidental. There's not a lot of actual news attached to it, as rather just announcements.
Yep.
First, I know you just told me how to pronounce this man's name, and I forgot already. I've never said his name. Ian McDiarmid. Ian McDiarmid, famed actor of Emperor Palpatine, said in an interview recently, there's a certain hold on, let me do my best. There's a certain show coming soon, set right around the time I may have considered to be very active. Whether or not you will see my physical body, I cannot comment on, but you will certainly feel my presence. This is speculated to mean that Emperor Palpatine will appear in some way, shape, or form in the upcoming Kenobi series on Disney Plus, and very, very much related to that. From GiantFreakinRobot.com, the latest Giant Freaking Robot exclusive from our trusted and proven source has it that Book of Boba Fett Season 2 is a full go, and that Samuel L. Jackson will be returning to the Star Wars franchise in Book of Boba Fett Season 2. What do you think about this? What do you think about... Hey, Wes? Hey, Wes, what do you think about, there being absolutely no stakes in Star Wars at all? Where people dying doesn't actually mean anything, because they're just going
carte blanche with this shit, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, Emperor Palpatine makes sense, because it makes sense, like, that's the timeline. Yeah, sure. Fine. Let Ian McDiarmid keep on getting his Star Wars money. I haven't seen him much else. Go ahead and get your rocks off, boo. I'm so happy for you. Motherfucking Samuel L. Jackson is coming to Book of Boba Fett? Why? Is it a flashback? Is it a flashback?
No, it might be a flashback because Mace Windu did kill Boba Fett's father. Maybe he'll appear as like a vision, like haunting Boba Fett. I don't know, but I don't think that's what's gonna happen. I think Mace Windu's just not dead because you never saw his body. I think there's gonna be Mace Windu's been in hiding this whole time. Cool. Where the fuck was he while all that shit was going down in the original trilogy? God damn it, Mace Windu.
That's the thing. It's like
you can't. When you go to bring back characters like this, like the fact that like Ahsoka is still around, and it's like, well, where the fuck was she? It in a way, it damns these characters by saying, yeah, they were around. They just didn't do shit about anything that was going on.
Yeah. That's the thing with, like, Marvel, is, like, they're able to bring in the X-Men, and they're able to bring in the Fantastic Four, because they can say multiverse stuff. Mm-hmm. Doctor Strange messed up the multiverse, thanks to Spider-Man, and now these heroes that we didn't have in the main MCU are now showing up. like the Fantastic Four coming from another timeline, X-Men, all this, Scarlet Witch messing with timey-wimey, you know, that's fine. Star Wars, there's no multiverse. You can't just say, though the Force works in mysterious ways. Like, is Samuel L. Jackson gonna show up completely covered in like burn scars from being electrocuted, and like, is he gonna have like a Saw Gerrera moment where he's like, "Look, motherfucker, I'm here to take you out. I took your dad out, now I'm taking you out." Like what's gonna happen? Like,
oh my God.
I hope it's a flashback. I hope it's a flashback.
It's got to be a flashback. It's got to be a flashback or like a weird vision that Boba Fett has. I hope it's something like that. I don't know. I assume the worst. I assume the worst, but I'm hoping for the best. I don't know.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Yeah, sorry,
Spoiler
Dave, for a
Mace
movie
Windu
that came
killed Boba
out
Fett's dad.
like 20 years ago.
Sorry, Dave's saying that, and I know that's a joke. But I just had a very sudden, like, core memory unlocked of when I was a very small child, when the Star Wars prequels were coming out, and I was in the car with my parents, and the radio was playing, and they were talking to someone about Revenge of the Sith, which had just come out, and they talk about Mace Windu dying, and the person who had called the radio station got really upset, and said, "Why would you spoil it?" And the radio host said, "I don't know if you've seen the movies that come after it, but Mace Windu isn't there. I don't know what you think happens to him."
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, there's a Clone Wars storyline where a young Boba Fett tries to get revenge on Mace on like a Star Destroyer, right?
He sneaks in with a bunch of the young clone cadets, because obviously he looks just like them, and he tries to set up a fucking bomb in Mace Windu's private quarters.
Wild.
Yes. Boba Fett's...
I wonder if it might be a reference to that. I think it might be a reference to that.
It might be. And that... You mentioned the idea of like Mace Windu coming back to like take down Boba Fett, which would be very funny, because in that arc, which I remember because I watched it very recently, there is a bit where Anakin like goes to Mace Windu and is like, "You should do something. You're just gonna let him get away with this." And Mace Windu's like, "What? I should act like a 10-year-old and seek petty revenge? No, I'm not gonna do that." And he's just like sits back in his bed. He's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not a child."
Yeah, amazing.
He's mad I killed his dad. I get it. I'm not gonna go kill the child.
I'm not gonna murder a child because of it.
Yeah.
Like, sorry. Yeah. Also, I just want to shout out. Thank you, at Miss Petty Dreadful, for sending me a wonderful meme/shirt that says, "Please don't mess up Fantastic Four. Please, I'm begging you. I've been waiting literally 25 years for a good live-action Fantastic Four. Please, I will cry. I don't ask for much. I just a good movie." And also Frank and Val, but really, please don't mess this up.
It's on a shirt?
I completely agree. It's on a shirt, yeah.
Amazing.
I completely agree. 102%.
Yes.
God, fucking Book of Boba Fett.
Amazing. No, I still haven't watched season 1 of that.
I love that series. That series is fucking amazing. I don't care what anybody says. The fucking space scooters have paint on them. And, oh, he did a little spin move. Oh, he's riding a ring. Oh, shut the fuck up. It's Star Wars, dog. It's pulp. Fucking go watch fucking Saving Private Ryan or some shit if you want realism. I don't fucking know.
I'm halfway through Clone Wars. I want to finish Clone Wars and watch Rebels and then watch Boba Fett, because I feel like there's a lot of references to those series. Like I know Cad Bane shows up, and I know the stuff that happens with that. Like I've seen it, so I already had that spoiled with me. But I also I want to see the build up to that moment too, because I don't know, a nerd who likes stories.
Look, I'm gonna tell you, it's fine. I loved it because it's Robert Rodriguez, and I love Robert Rodriguez movies. He's one of my favorite directors of all time, and it felt like a Robert Rodriguez movie, but in Star Wars, which is what I wanted. But apparently, that's not what fucking other people want. People want to fucking bitch and moan about shit, and I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired, Zoe. I'm so tired. Space Scooters was excellent. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Dave. Thank you. I mean, it fucking makes sense. It makes sense.
They had space motorcycles in the prequels. It's a speeder bike.
And everybody was like,
"You can't be mad at space scooters and not be fine with speeder bikes."
I had one of my friends say, don't understand why kids on a poor backwater planet would have flashy fucking like motorcycles and cars and stuff. And I told him, I was like, you clearly have never lived in a poor income neighborhood. You've clearly never lived in a trailer park, or you've clearly never lived in like a predominantly like POC fucking minority neighborhood. Where like you see that it's not being very well maintained by the city. Sidewalks are cracked. There's grass overgrowing. There's like a crime element involved in it. But you see the people are driving nice fucking cars around, and they have great paint jobs on them. The rims are taken care of, and they're really well washed and stuff like that. Like, you obviously don't understand the concept of poverty. You have never lived in poverty. You don't understand the concept of poverty, so you don't understand how those things work. I'm not gonna fucking rant about this. We don't have time for me to rant about fucking socioeconomic trends and fucking Star Wars.
If you want to see Wes rant about socioeconomic trends in relationship to Star Wars, you should donate to the Patreon. New $100 tier. You get to hear Wes wax poetic.
I'll fucking do it. I'll fucking do it too. I'll fucking do it. Oh fucking do it. We're readjusting the Patreon. We're changing all the tiers and stuff like that. So I'll just make that a tier where I just rant.
That's
Each
my
week
idea
I just rant
for the
I
next
just
week.
rant
That's
each
what I'm
week.
bringing in.
Yeah, I rant about something. Okay, here we got some more news.
Yeah.
Lionsgate has debuted footage from not only Borderlands, John Wick Chapter 4, but more tentpole films at CinemaCon this past week. We saw footage. We did not see footage. We haven't seen it yet. But John Wick Chapter 4 had a trailer that had Lawrence Fishburne's character say, "You ready, John? A new day is dawning. New ideas, new rules, new management." So we're going to be seeing more from the King of Brooklyn, as well as Keanu Reeves. Footage includes John Wick riding a horse in the desert, car chases in Tokyo, and John Wick smashing a foe's head in with a nunchuck. I'm very excited. That's going to be great. We also saw footage from Expendables 4.
Mm-hmm.
They closed it out with Expendables 4. We have not seen who the big like mystery action retired action heroes are going to be in it, but we know that Sly Stallone is going to be involved definitely, as well as Jason Statham, Wesley Snipes, Dolph Lundgren, and Antonio Banderas, Jet Li, and more. But they're sure to have more surprises involved with that. Not only that, but we did see Borderlands footage. The electric clip was short, but it showcased Kate Blanchett as she's never been seen before in a fire engine red wig, toting a massive gun, and fighting her way through a vibrantly colored cityscape. I hate it. Make a fucking CGI movie about Borderlands. Why are you doing live act? They're also completely changing it. It's not being set on Pandora or whatever the fucking like planet's called. It's being in a city. It's in a city. It's a heist movie in a city. You got Kevin Hart playing Roland. You got Jack Black doing the voice of Claptrap. I think that's the only thing that I kind of like about this movie is Jack Black is doing the voice of Claptrap. He also apparently gets shot by Kate Blanchett's Lilith in the movie. Like Claptrap, like he like goes off on something, and then like Eli Roth is directing the movie. I think it's gonna be dog as shit. But one of the most surprising things that has come out is announcement of a new Hunger Games movie.
Really?
This Hunger Games movie is a prequel. It is called The Hunger Games Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. It is being directed by Francis Lawrence, who directed the franchises Catching Fire and Mockingjay Part 1 and Part 2. The teaser said, "You are invited to return to the games. In 2023, the world will discover who really is a songbird and who really is a snake." The movie is going to take place years previously before the Hunger Games, and it is going to follow the life of would-be president of Panem, an 18-year-old Coriolanus Snow, as he sees a chance for a change in fortunes when he's chosen to mentor a young tribute from District 12. So we're going to see how exactly President Snow became a fascist.
You know what? I said this when that fucking book got announced way back whenever it came out. I have no interest in here's the fascist, sympathize with him, because he was traumatized as a kid. And that's why he's a fascist. Isn't it sad? Fuck off.
Yeah, sad
hate,
fascist
hate,
boy.
hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it.
He absolutely loves his country, so he has to become a fascist to... Yeah. I fucking hate it. I can't stand it. It's awful.
Here's a fun fact about one of the things you mentioned that I found because I googled Expendables 4 because
Yeah.
I missed that was happening. Apparently, Expendables 4 was shot in Greece. Production was shot in Greece. Members of the Greek armed forces were used as extras and alleged they were not compensated for their month-long official deployment despite working overtime. So there's a fun fact for you.
Oh. You telling me Sly Stallone doesn't know how to pay people?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
See here, that was reported yeah, just a month ago on GreekCityTimes.com.
Damn, no wonder that didn't make big headlines.
In a letter dated April 8th to the minister in charge, that is the National Defense Minister, the POES, the Post strongly demanded for the compensation of its members, stressing that the Greek military cannot be made available for all kind of jobs and thus for free.
Amazing.
Fucking wild. Fucking wild.
Amazing.
I fucking pay people. Pay people for the work they do.
Jesus Christ. I'm excited. I'm excited to see that crash and burn.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. I know that we've got a couple more things, but this is kind of like a breaking news kind of thing, but we've had more details on Greta Gerwig's Barbie movie that's coming out in 2023. Not only is it being released at the same time as Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer movie, so it's going to make film bros really mad, I am convinced that Greta Gerwig's Barbie movie is going to be the best movie to come out that year. And you know why?
Why is that?
Because not only does it star Margot Robbie as the titular Barbie, but it has Ryan Gosling starring as Ken. Not only does it have those two included in the movie, but we also have big Hollywood hitters Will Ferrell, Kate McKinnon, Michael Cera, Simu Liu, Ice Cube, Ariana Greenblatt, Saoirse Ronan, and Emma Mackey all starring in the movie as well.
Rhea Perlman is in it?
Rhea Perlman. Also
America
Willem
Ferrera?
Dafoe and Ray Liotta.
Fucking wild. This movie's gonna be
Alexandra
sick.
Shipp, Ritu Arya, Hari Neff, Kingsley Benadir from Bridgerton.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo, I didn't even know this movie was
Issa Rae?
happening. I'm so excited.
Yeah. And you know what the description of the movie is?
Tell me.
Barbie lives in Barbie Land and then a story happens.
Hell yeah. Good for her.
I'm expecting... Noah Baumbach and Greta Gerwig co-wrote it, and Greta Gerwig's directing it. You know what I'm expecting?
What?
You know what I'm expecting? I'm expecting, like, a fucking thriller. I don't think this is gonna be, like, a standard, like, hi, I'm Barbie, like, kind of movie. I think it's gonna start off with that, and it's gonna get twisted. And I think it's gonna get demented, and I think it's gonna be like Barbie and Ken get pulled, like realize that they're living in a dollhouse with the rest of these other Barbies, and they're trying to figure out how to escape. I think it's gonna be a fucking
according to the Wikipedia entry for the Barbie film, Will Ferrell is playing the CEO of a toy company.
Oh my god, it's definitely happening.
Hey, remember last time Will Ferrell played like a CEO sort of thing with the Lego movie?
Yes,
amazing. And it turned out it was just them playing with Legos. I think you're right. You're right. Miss Penny Dreadful's right. I think they're pulling a Lego movie.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, they're gonna Lego movie Barbie. This is amazing.
Can't believe a Lego movie does.
You know what also makes me really happy?
What's that?
Amy Schumer was the original person to play Barbie, and then got replaced by Anne Hathaway, and then got replaced by Margot Robbie.
Oh, wild.
But recently, there has been some bad news with this movie as well.
Oh, really? What is it?
Yeah.
What happened?
Aqua's iconic single, Barbie Girl, will not be involved.
What the fuck?
There's some bad blood between them and Mattel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, because Mattel tried to sue them for,
Right,
copyright. And then the judge
right.
ruled in the favor of Aqua because he said that it was it's parody and satire.
Oh yeah, Mattel Inc. versus MCA Records.
Yep.
Look at that.
Who would have
I'm
thought?
on a deep dive today.
Who would have thought? Amazing. Amazing.
Huh. Oh,
Ryan Gosling
In
was
2000
considered the only choice for Ken. First and only.
Nice. Apparently in 2009, as part of the marketing strategy to revive sales, Mattel released a promotional video featuring a version of Barbie Girl with modified lyrics.
Interessante.
Uh-huh,
Okay, I
uh-huh,
see how it
uh-huh.
is. So you can't be happy when somebody else is doing it, but
Oh
when
my
you
God.
do it, hey.
MCA moved to dismiss Mattel's complaint for failure to state a claim, which the Central District of California granted. Mattel then appealed to the Ninth Circuit. On appeal, the Ninth Circuit ruled the song was protected as a parody under the trademark doctrine of nominative use and the First Amendment of the United States Constitution in an opinion penned by Judge Alex Kaczynski. Kaczynski concluded his ruling by saying the parties are advised to chill.
A lot of things that I'm happy for in this world.
Oh my God.
But I'm really happy for the Barbie discourse out here.
Mattel tried to bring it up to the Supreme Court, but its petition was denied. Could you fucking imagine? Fucking imagine Anthony Scalia, when he was still alive, listening to
Oh
the
my
Barbie
God.
song discourse.
They have to listen to the song to give a fucking. Oh
They
my
would.
God.
They would have to
Ruth
listen to
Bader
the song.
Ginsburg, if she was still alive, just having to sit there, nodding her head to Barbie.
Fucking wild. Well, she would have, because it was back in 2000, or no, it was back in 1997 this lawsuit happened.
Amazing.
Or it's when it started, I should say. Fucking wild. Fucking wild.
I love this timeline. It's so awful and terrible. There's nothing better.
Oh my God.
There's nothing better than this.
Well, I am out of news.
You're out of news?
I am all newsed up.
Okay. All newsed up. I'm all newsed up.
No place to go.
I got a couple of things to touch on. We don't have to fucking dig into it.
Tell me about it.
You just recently shared this, but George R. R. Martin has come out and said that if he ever finishes it, well, he didn't say if he ever finishes it. I'm saying if he ever finishes it. George R. R. Martin's full comment about The Winds of Winter has said, "The Winds of Winter is going to be a big book. The way it is going, it could be bigger than A Storm of Swords or Dance with Dragons, the longest books in the series to date. I do usually cut and trim once I finish, but I need to finish first."
AKA,
I don't think George R. R. Martin has ever finished in his life.
Is still pretending that he's going to finish these books.
He's still pretending.
Fooling absolutely no one.
I think I'm done. But they announced that new series on HBO, and I was just like, I'm done. I think I'm done. Am I done with Game of Thrones completely? I don't know.
I'm done. God, when I read those books, the last one that had just come out, and that was so fucking long ago. I just don't care anymore.
It's not.
I just don't care anymore.
I just don't care. I hate it. I hate it. I don't know. Sigh. I hate that I have to sigh, but sigh.
Sigh,
You know,
sigh,
just
sigh.
Sigh.
I think I would be happier if George R. R. Martin just said, this isn't gonna happen. I'm sorry. Here is
$25.
Here's the outline of how the major players would have ended their stories.
Yep.
I'm gonna write other stuff because he clearly wants to just write other stuff.
He just wants
It
to do
feels
other
to me,
things,
and I don't blame him. Sometimes things don't work out the way you want them to.
Sometimes we don't finish things, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes things just are left undone.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to enjoy what you
I've got a
created in the
couple of
moment.
actual plays that probably are never going to be finished, and that's okay. Like
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. I've got projects that I'm never going to work on.
I have campaigns I've run that haven't finished. I have campaigns I've been a part of that haven't finished. Sometimes those things happen, and you just enjoy what you created with those people in the moment. Unless the reason they're not finishing is because everyone had a big fight, in which case you don't think about it too much.
Oh no, you just don't think about it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. So many projects. We need to get Dave on here for another project.
Yeah. Hey, Dave.
I miss
Dave in the chat.
Cyberpunk.
Also, hi, Kay. Thanks for
We'll be in contact, Dave.
stopping by.
What's up, Kay?
Critical K.
All right. I've got one more piece of news.
Yeah, what you got?
Variety has reported that James Cameron's Avatar 2 footage debuted at CinemaCon, and it got an official title. It is being called Avatar: The Way of Water. Disney had acquired the franchise in 2019, and they very excitedly revealed new footage. They gave them 3D glasses at CinemaCon to watch the minutes-long trailer, which contains almost no dialogue. Instead, viewers were immersed in different regions across the dazzling world of Pandora, through sweeping visuals of the planet's crystal blue oceans and lakes, across outcroppings of unobtainium. They didn't say that in the article, but I just wanted to say the words unobtainium. The footage also shows the local tribe of Na'vi interacting with various species resembling whales and pelicans. They probably put their ponytail penises inside them as well, some of which flew through across the screen and into the audience members' faces thanks to 3D technology. Set more than a decade after the events of the first film, Avatar: The Way of Water begins to tell the story of the Sully family, Jake, Neytiri, and their children, and the trouble that follows them, the lengths they go to keep each other safe, and the battles they fight to stay alive. I know one thing, Sam Worthington's Jake Sully tells Zoe Saldana's Neytiri: wherever we go, this family is our fortress. The trailer will debut exclusively in theaters before Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Cameron, who is still in New Zealand putting final touches on it, appeared in a pre-recorded video to tell exhibitors about the film. He says that it is designed for the biggest screen and the most immersive 3D technology available, set out to test the limits of what cinema can do. The family will be Family is going to be the main theme of each of the 4 sequels, including Avatar 2, Way of the Water, Avatar 3, Avatar 4, and Avatar 5. We need to make sure audiences have an experience they can't get anywhere else, and that needs to be exclusively in theaters. It has a $250 million budget. It brings back Giovanni Ribisi as the head of the company that was searching for unobtainium. Sigourney Weaver, whose Avatar mysteriously had a Stanford tank top for some reason. Like, she had a tank top made that could fit her CCH Pounder, and Stephen Lang, the villain who got fucking Claytoned at the end of the first movie, is apparently back for more. Not only does it include those, but we're going to be having new faces to the franchise, including Kate Winslet, Vin Diesel, Michelle Yeoh, Edie Falco, Cliff Curtis, and Jermaine Clement.
Dang, those are... You know, I don't like Avatar. I don't like Avatar. I don't think it's a good movie. I don't care about these sequels, but those are some names that I want to see in front of my eyeballs. So now I'm doing the think emoji. Like, Michelle Yeoh and Jermaine Clemens are people I like to watch a lot, but I really don't like James Cameron's Avatar. I think it's a silly movie. I think it's a silly movie that was really... I think it is a silly movie that was really overhyped when it came out. But a lot of people were hyped for it to the point where it made sense to be planning out sequels. But we are so far removed from that, and a lot of people who really liked Avatar when it first came out have turned on it, seeing it for the cheap Fern Gully knockoff that it is. That I don't know. These sequels sound like an expensive failure to me. What do I know?
I will never forgive one of my roommates and friends, Ian, last name redacted. Ian.
But you can see him coming up in Kenobi as Emperor Palpatine.
Ian, you yelled at me for 2 hours straight, trying to convince me that Avatar was one of the best cinematic achievements that have ever been produced. You said things like the graphic quality of it, cinematography, the blend of animation and realism, the story. And also, it was the most expensive movie ever made at this time. And I tell you, Ian, you were wrong. You were wrong then, you'll be wrong now. And if when this movie comes out, and you go see it, and you get in my fucking DMs, and you tell me it was a perfect movie, I'm gonna drive to wherever you are in the American Southwest. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna beat you. And I'm gonna paint you blue. I promise this to you. Yeah. If you want me to watch Avatar 2, if you want me and Zoe to watch Avatar 2 and do a review of it, then pay us. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, that's a new Patreon stretch goal.
Ooh, I
Watch your
remember
garbage fucking movies. James
I remember
Cameron.
the Avatar video game. You remember the Avatar video game where you got to customize your character?
No.
And your character, you played a human that turned into an avatar. There's two different play styles. You played a Na'vi version of your character where it was like stealth and like hand-to-hand combat, and you flew things, and then you had the third-person Gears of War style shooter when you were a human, and it was like a shooting game, third-person shooter game, and you had like the giant mechs and stuff like that. That game was so fucking racist. Because when you were the Asian character,
Oh boy.
guess what your avatar looked like?
Oh god. What?
When you were a black character, guess what your black character looked like? They focused on very specific fucking things that were qualities of these types of people and just made them super exaggerated on the Avatar character novels. Models. Look it up. I'm not making this up, and I'm not reaching, and I'm not just fishing for fucking controversy. I'm telling you right now. Look up the game.
This was James Cameron's Avatar game?
James Cameron's Avatar,
I've read the
released for
game.
Xbox 360 and PS3. And I think the Wii as well.
I will look it up.
Look it up. That's all I've got for news, though, Zoe. I'm done. I thought it'd be good to end on that note, you know?
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
refreshing.
Yeah. God, I'm gonna have to sort through a bunch of stuff. I can't even try to do this now.
Yep.
God, do you have anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to tell the people? I just have go see Everything Everywhere All at Once while it's still in theaters. It's a perfect movie. It's my favorite movie of the last 5 years.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And go do that. Go. I think I've been watching a couple of TV series that hit HBO and Hulu. We Own This City. It is the latest from Dave Simon, the creator of The Wire. It's set in Baltimore in 2017, before the Freddie Gray, or set after Freddie Gray, and everything that happened around Freddie Gray in Baltimore. And it is about the gun trace task force, which is one of the most corrupt crime units, police units in the country. And people were thinking that it might be like glorification of police violence, or trying to make them look like good guys. Very clearly from the first episode, this series is going to be just as hard hitting as Treme or The Wire, and it's tackling police corruption head on. And it's not just looking at police corruption from the officer's perspective. It is looking at police corruption from City Hall, from mayors, from lawyers, from the justice system with judges, all the way down to the citizen level and how they're affected by police corruption. And it's absolutely wild. Because even characters that you think are good guys aren't that great. They're not that decent people. And it also has a decent mix of people portraying characters in it that are it's got great representation in it. So check that out. It's on HBO Max. It's a miniseries. It's only going to be a handful of episodes. So go ahead and check it out. John Bernthal's in it. He's particularly nasty. He plays a very shitty cop. That was an actual cop in Baltimore. So go ahead and check that out. And then if you are interested in things like cults and organized religion and the deep-seated problems that come from them, check out Under the Banner of Heaven. It is a FX Hulu show that just recently come out. It's going to be a miniseries. It's going to be 6 episodes. The first 2 episodes just dropped on Hulu. It stars Andrew Garfield as Jeb Pyre, a detective who is a Mormon detective in a Utah town where a shocking murder of a woman and her child rocks the community. And it involves a lot of big name actors like Wayne Russell, Kurt Russell's son. Sam Worthington from Avatar is in it. Does a really good job. A lot of different actors are in it.
Rory Culkin.
Gil Birmingham. Yeah, Rory Culkin is in it. A lot of great actors are in it. And it goes into the history of the LDS, of the Latter-day Saints, and how it's patriarchal society and how fringe groups from LDS are still a danger to women today. And the focus is of the series is how it doesn't focus. It's not trauma porn on women. It is a look. It is a celebration of women within marginalized or in like organized religions that need assistance and they need support. And it is a finger that points at the failings of men in those societies and do not uphold those that need help, even though it is in the religion for them to do so. And it takes a look at the Lafferty family, which is one of the largest families that are in the Latter-day Saints religion. It is disturbing. It is heavy-hitting, but it is so well acted, and it is so well done. And the first 2 episodes are glorious. And it takes a look at Joseph Smith and his foundings and stuff. And it does this weird shooting style where it cuts back and forth between Joseph Smith and this murder investigation. John Krakauer, who wrote Into Thin Air and Into the Wild, wrote about this murder and wrote about the Latter-day Saints religion and had death threats from different Mormon people. So go read the book, too, Under the Banner of Heaven. It's great. Go check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
I'm going to check that out.
Into cults, check out the Catholic Church. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Cool. Well, that's all I've got, Zoe. We had a long news
We did.
sequence.
Yeah. We had a lot of news, but we also are ending at a pretty good time, comparatively. We talked about a lot of good stuff. We had some laughs. We had some cries. Don't forget to check out our sponsors, Kalo, Dice Envy, at 1985 Games. Using code COMFORT at checkout helps us a lot. You can also tip us here. The money goes directly to me, Wes, Leslie, everyone on the staff, divided equally. You can also join Patreon. As Wes mentioned earlier, we're gonna be restructuring the Patreon soon, so now is a great time to keep an eye out on that and see what tiers are coming your way. And if you are not in the Discord, I don't know why. You should join it. That's not how you spell Discord. I know how to spell. There we go. You can join it right there and be notified whenever we go live and see announcements as they're coming, to know what's coming up in the week. And also subscribe to our YouTube, where everything lives forever. And yeah, subscribe to our YouTube. Why aren't you subscribed to our YouTube?
Subscribe to our YouTube.
What the fuck?
All of our shit's there. Come on, dog.
Yeah.
Like all of our shit's there. Go check it out.
Do you know it's a nightmare to try to stream Twitch VODs? I fucking struggle every time. So I'm so happy that things go on YouTube where they're a lot easier to play back.
Yep. And, we've been talking about it recently where we want to do some YouTube exclusive content.
Yes.
And, you can't see that content if you're not subscribed to the YouTube.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't want to miss out on all that free content.
It's free. It literally costs nothing.
Just like this show. Literally costs nothing. It's free. All this great stuff is for free. Watch it. If you don't watch it, I don't know what to tell you. I think you're just fucking lame. I don't know. Me personally, I'll call you out. I ain't scared. I'm in villain arc now. I'm calling people out on Twitter. I'll call you out here on this show. And I'm going to call you out if on Tuesday you don't watch Comfort Sickle with Leslie. I'll beat you up. Fucking swear I will.
Yeah.
I'll come to your house. Yeah, I'll knock on your door. We'll have a good time together. And then I'm going to fucking beat your ass. In FIFA. Because I don't condone violence against friends.
Watch Comfort
Unless
Sickle.
they try to yell at me about Avatar.
Watch Comfort Sickle on Tuesday. Leslie's playing... what is Leslie playing? I don't remember. Do you remember?
Leslie... I'm going to let Leslie announce it.
Yeah,
but,
Leslie can
I'm
talk
tell
about
you,
what she's playing.
it's a really fun game.
Yeah.
It's a really fun game.
Yeah.
It's a really fun game.
can't believe I don't remember what it was. We just talked about it earlier. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Because then on Wednesday, you can check out Good Game Well Played, where I can tell you, Phasing Octopus and I will be playing Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt.
Yo, Vampire
Oh, Leslie's
Masquerade
playing
Blood
Bug
Hunt.
Snacks. She just said it. Yes.
She
Leslie's
just
playing
said
Bug
it. It's
Snacks.
Bug
Thank you, Leslie.
Snacks.
Bug
Fun
Snacks,
game.
Vampire
Bug
the
Snacks.
Masquerade Blood Hunt. Two very different games, but you should come watch both of them. I
Also,
have
I
not
just want
played
to
Blood
say,
Hunt at all.
yeah, I just want to say, if you want to play Blood Hunt with Zoe and Derek on Wednesday, go ahead and hit Zoe up.
Yeah.
We love bringing, especially people that are members of the Patreon or that subscribe. We love bringing y'all on and playing games with y'all. Y'all are very fun to play with. So if you want to play Blood Hunt on Wednesday, hit up Zoe. And we'll get it
Wednesday,
organized
7 to 9 Eastern. Slip into my DMs, Twillick43, just like all the social medias. Feel free to DM me, and I will answer you at some point. Don't take it personally if it takes me a while, because I get very distracted.
Yes. Same thing with the YouTube. I promise you, I've got all these videos edited. I just have to upload them. YouTube descriptions are the bane of my existence right now, and editing stuff for YouTube to make sure it doesn't get hit by demonetization is the bane of my existence. So we have a new episode, not the latest episode, but the new episode of Kingdom Hearts is going up. Last week's episode is going up on YouTube. We've got more stuff. Yaziba's Bed and Breakfast is going to be up to date soon. Late Night Comfort is going to be up to date. All that good stuff. So, the more you watch it and the more you interact with it by liking and subscribing and commenting and telling other people to watch it, the faster I get stuff up. I'll say that right now. If there's incentivization to do something, I'm like a dog, you show me a treat, then I'm gonna fucking do it, dog. I'm like, come on, man, look at me, I'm a little dog out here in these streets, Okay, speaking of being out here in these streets, go ahead and check out all these people. Go ahead and check us out, be nice to each other, be respectful to each other. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to raid into Stella Luna. She is going to be DMing a Strixhaven open roster community campaign. What Stella Luna is doing is in her Discord, she has a open Strixhaven game where you make a student and you could be pulled up to be in that game on stream. It's a pretty cool idea. So, maybe go watch Stella Luna, go follow her, go tell her that we sent you, and maybe hop in her Discord and play Strixhaven with her and other people. It's pretty great. Also, she is a Korean-American streamer. They do a lot of great work, queer, all that great stuff, and just an overly great person. So go ahead and go support them. We're going to raid into them. Don't go anywhere. Say hi to them. Happy AAPI month. And remember, to support POC and LGBTQ people means to actually support them and don't tokenize them. That's it for me. So we got anything else?
No, I don't have anything to add. Thank you so much for watching. Follow us, follow all these wonderful people we've talked about. Stick around for the raid and say hi. And always remember, never forget that comfort comes soon. Bye.